Hi, hello. This is Trainer from U Plus. Today, we will see the introduction part of Tally, which is one of the core accounting package among all the softwares available. So basically, the present version which we are working here is Tally ERP 9, or you can better say it as Tally ERP 9.4. So Tally in 1980s or 1990s played a very vital role where it is the core and the important package or accounting package in those days. So they not only those days, even now, though we have different ERPs, a small scale or mid scale companies, they're just going for these sort of softwares only. And Tally is one of the most important accounting package wherein all the accounts data will be updated or integrated in this Tally software. So many small scale and mid scale enterprises prefer prefer Tally software as their own, as their company's enterprise software. Now, let's talk about the introduction part of Tally. Now let's see what sort of things can be integrated in Tally. So basically, Tally is updated for the business accounts. So let's see what are the business accounts. Basically, the different types of concepts in the business accounts are complete accounting. Yeah, as a definition of accounting itself, it is the art of simplifying the bookkeeping accounts. So, complete accounting concepts will be dealt in the business accounts. Inventory account, yes, not only the complete accounting process, like here, complete accounting is nothing but your summarizing, journalizing, uh, creation of ledgers, postings, preparation of the financial statements, and all those things. So here, the tally says that it completes all the complete inputs of accounting. In the same way, we will also learn about inventory management, nothing but the inventory concepts, inventory accounting concepts, wherein we will be learning about the stock in out and stock go out, like stock valuation, stock maintenance, all the details about the stock. So basically, there are different types of maintaining the stock, like first in, first out, last in, first out, average method, etc. So all those can be maintained in the software called Tally. And then reconciliation, yes, the reconciliation part which has to be done, like basic reconciliation. You can say that how exactly the reconciliation process takes place. BRS reconciliation, we can say the basic reconciliation, like you can say the bank reconciliation statement with the available cash book is dealt in Tally concepts. Then let's talk about balance sheet. Balance sheet is one of the standard financial report or financial statement of a company, wherein very every organization will work on it to invest into the company, or to know the company status, or to know the company position. Everything will be learned by balance sheet. So that sort of balance sheet framing, whether it can be a classic, whether it can be a horizontal, whether it can be a vertical, any type of balance sheet can be configured here in Tally software. Then yes, very core important for a business account and for the business itself is all about your income tax. Income tax is all about the return filings to the tax authorities on the income earned. So even the tax filing data, what is a tax for a company to be filed? There are different types of taxes like VAT, GST, and you can say earlier there was service tax, export tax, customs tax, and all. But now it has been negotiated and it has been merged into one. But though we can do all those tax compliances even in this software called Tally. TDS and GST. As the name says, TDS, it's nothing but tax deducted at source, and GST, goods, services and tax. TDS. TDS is all about tax deducted at source. So there are few compliances on the purchase of few things, payment of few things. We have to deduct as a company, have to deduct the TDS and pay the remaining amount to the payee, and the deducted amount have to be paid to the government. So this is the process have to be now continued. This we will be learning in the Tally software. And then let's see what is exactly a complete accounting. So here the complete accounting in simple words is nothing but it is a full cycle accounting. So the total accounting is dealt here, full cycle accounting. Now let's say what is a full cycle accounting. It is nothing but it refers to the complete set of activities. So basically it refers to the complete set of activities undertaken by an accounting department to produce financial statements for a reporting period. So accounting department, so how the accounting department will complete all this set of activities is through one or the other software. So Tally is one of the software where it is used or it is utilized by the core accounting department team in order to produce the financial statements. So here the financial statements, as we know, the more important like the trading account, profit and loss account. Better before trading, we can go it as a trial balance, trading account, profit and loss account, cash flow, funds flow, as well the balance sheet. So that all have to be properly framed through the accounting department for a particular reporting period. Usually, we follow a financial year, which is also called as an accounting year, which is also better word called as a fiscal year. So it will be mostly April 1st of the present year to March 31st of the succeeding year. So usually this is the reporting period, and to that for particular reporting period, the accounting department have to produce the financial statements. In this way, all the data will be accumulated and created in one and only software, that is Tally. Then full cycle accounting can also refer to the complete set of transactions associated with a specific business activity. So what exactly is full cycle accounting is? It is nothing but it is set of transactions, putting all the transactions at one piece for a business activity. So for one particular business, what all the business process management does, all the activities will be maintained in one accounts. That is called bookkeeping, voucher entries, etc. That we'll be learning in the further sessions. So in this particular accounting, they will maintain it. Now, let's see about inventory management. So let's see what is inventory management here. So here, inventory management is all about your maintenance of your stock, as I was saying. It is a body of accounting. So it is one of the branch or one of the body of accounting that deals with valuing and accounting for changes in inventory assets. Yes. So basically, inventory accounting is here because for the valuation and maintaining the changes, whatever valuation we are maintaining, whatever valuation we are following, and the accounting procedure what we are following in the proper assets. I can say change in the assets. So whatever assets we, because inventory is nothing but which is recorded in the balance sheet in the assets. So how are your assets going to change? Nothing but stock in, stock out. So that process is taken care in inventory accounting in the software Tally. A company's inventory typically involves, so basically a company's inventory is typically involves goods in three stages of production. Yes, because maintain any company will have to maintain inventory, and this inventory can be maintained at the three stages of production. Basically the raw material, which is also called as raw goods, then in progress goods is nothing but work in progress, WIP, which we call it as. Then finished goods that are ready for sale. So basically, a good has to undergo three shapes, or I can say three processes, in order to available to sell to the customer. So those can be a raw material, which is a manufactured raw material. That raw material will be in a processed manner. That process is nothing but work in progress, or you can call as WIP. As well, the finished goods. Finished goods is nothing but the goods which are available for the organization to sell. Next, inventory itself is not an income statement account exactly, because here we doesn't inquire, it only shows you the cost of manufacture, cost of sale, cost of the other products, but not exactly the income. So the meaning of this is inventory itself is not an income statement account. Inventory is an asset, and its ending balance should be reported as a current asset on the balance sheet. Exactly. Even in the Tally software, when we get into the inventory ledger or stock ledger, or when we get into balance sheet, we would see a opening stock as well as a closing stock, right? So opening stock, basically we would see at two places. One place, that is trial balance, and closing stock basically at two places. One is an asset, and other one is as a closing stock in the trial balance itself. So basically here in the balance sheet also we show as a opening stock, which is shown in the liabilities, and balance should be reported as a current asset on the balance sheet. Now, however, the change of inventory is a component of in the circulation or calculation of cost of goods sold. So the difference between the opening stock and the closing stock itself is called COGS, which is basically called as cost of goods sold. And this is reported on the income statement. Exactly. So in the income statement, we maintain the cost of goods sold by cost of goods sold. So same thing appears here in the Tally software too, wherein we will maintain the income statement over there, and the opening stock, closing stock is maintained in what you say, the component, that is cost of goods sold. Reconciliation. So better we will learn about the reconciliation. What exactly is reconciliation? Here in accounting, reconciliation is the process of ensuring the two sets of records are in agreement. So basically, so in accounting, reconciliation is the process. So basically, it is a process of ensuring that two sets of records are in agreement. So basically, in accounting, reconciliation is the process of ensuring that two sets of records are in agreement. Yes. So two sets of records, nothing but let's take up an example of cash book as one record and bank book as another record. So these two sets of records, that is cash book and bank book, should be in an agreement. Reconciliation is used to ensure that the money leaving an account matches the actual money spent. So basically, it is a difference between your cash book and bank book. So that sort of reconciliation can also be done in the Tally software. Then the process of reconciliation ensures the accuracy and validity of financial statement. So the process of reconciliation ensures the accuracy and validity of the financial information. Yeah. So whatever reconciliation we are doing, it has to ensure the financial information, nothing but whatever we have learned, money spent and money earned. So that it should be the difference and it should maintain that accuracy available. So accuracy and validity, both accuracy and validity have to be maintained here. And also, a proper reconciliation process ensures that unauthorized changes have not occurred to transactions during processing. So basically, a proper reconciliation process ensures. So whenever we are reconciling the cash book and the bank book, we should ensure that there shouldn't be any unauthorized changes. The changes which have to be authorized only have to be taken place here. Any unauthorized changes should not be encouraged and have not occurred to transactions during processing. And it shouldn't affect the transactions while we are processing. So that's all about the balance sheet reconciliation, which also will be done in the Tally software. Then balance sheet. What exactly is balance sheet? It is a financial statement of a company. Basically, we know what is a balance sheet. Balance sheet is not a account. Basically, it's a statement. So it is the financial statement of a company which includes assets, liabilities, equity, capital, total debt, etc. at a point in time. So at that particular time, on that particular date, what is the value of the assets of the enterprise, what liabilities of that enterprise, and what is the equity capital available, what is the total debt ratio, and uh, the total net worth for that company is maintained here in balance sheet. So this indicates the position of the enterprise at certain time on that particular date, and it includes assets on one side and liabilities on the other side. As we know, balance sheet includes assets on the right side, liabilities on the left side. So basically, left is all about liabilities, where we record which we owe to the company, and assets are on the right side, where we record the company owns to us, as in the sense investors and all, and the company owns, I'm sorry, so company owns. Next, it is the amount that the company owes to its creditors. Yes. So basically it is the amount where the company owes to the creditors, which it is nothing but liabilities. The name balance sheet is based on the fact that assets will equal liabilities and shareholders equity every time. Balance sheet. So it is going to balance the liabilities and the shareholders equity at every point of time. So both our assets available with the company and the equity and the shareholders equity should balance. So basically this sort of things will be carried out in the balance sheet. Now let's learn about income tax. What exactly we are going to maintain in income tax. So basically an income tax is a tax imposed on individuals or entities in respect of the income or profits earned by them. So basically, income tax composition talks all about the which is a tax which is imposed on individuals. So basically, income tax is imposed on individuals. It's a direct tax or entities in respect of the income or profits earned by them. So basically, it is a tax imposed on individuals or the companies of the income or profits earned by individuals. And income tax generally is computed as the product of a tax rate times the taxable income. So basically this income tax computation is also be done in the Tally software. So it will compute the tax amount as a product of a tax rate times the taxable income. So this is a formula based thing which actually the software calculates. We will be learning how it calculates. Taxation rates may vary by type or characters of the taxpayer and the type of the income. Yes. So here, as a software maintains, updates the tax rates and maintains it up to date, because tax types and tax rates will not be same at all times or at all years for all the SSEs. It differs by its characters, that is by way of SSEs. It is a different rate for the individuals, different rate for the companies, different rate for the you can say proprietorship, different rates for the OPC, that is one person company, different rates for the partnerships. So in this way, and as well, it also depends of the on the income of the individual. Basically, individual tax rates will be calculated on the slab basis. So there is a slab basis available. So based on the slab, that particular rate will apply on the income of the individual. Basically, income tax is a direct tax, as we were discussing from the initial stage. It is a direct tax which is directly uh, paid by the individuals, earned by an individual. So basically, it is a direct tax that a government levies on the income of its citizens. So basically, it is a tax wherein a government levies on the income of its citizens. The Income Tax Act 1961. So basically, the Income Tax Act, what Act has formulated is in the year 1961, and it is the law, or it is the act where every individual will follow based on that act, available the provisions in that act itself. So from that act only even the software works. And there are income does not only mean money earned in the form of salary. Yes, here the what I say, income tax. So income tax not only meant or means money earned, it is also about in the form of salary. So there can be income in different ways. It can be from salary, it can be from income, can be from profession, from business. Income can be from other sources. Income can be from capital gain sold. Income can be from the basically lotteries, business, everything, puzzles, all this type of, and income can be from your house property also. So here, as I said, it differs from page to page based on the character. So this I can also certify as a character. So here, from income from salary has some rate of tax, income from house property has some rate of tax. So basically it differs. IRS. The IRS, here the IRS is Indian Revenue System. It says income can be in the form of money, property, or services you receive in the tax year. So as I was telling, income from salary, income from house property, income from other sources like your bank income, your saving income, your FD income, your lottery income, your capital gain income, any income. So and that income should be received in that particular year. So whatever income you receive in this particular year, for the next year, the assessment will be done. So even this sort of things will be carried out over in the Tally software, where we will be learning how exactly the income tax will calculate the tax on the income. And basically, there are two types of income. One is earned income and other one is unearned income. So whenever the tax calculates by the software, so we should specify what type of incomes are there. So basically, based on the income type, the tax will be calculated. In that way, there are two types of income. One is earned income and other one is unearned income. Let's see what is earned income. Earned income includes money you receive from an employer in exchange for your work or money you make working for yourself. Nothing but, I can say, salary. You work for your employer and the employer pays you. Let's say business. You make some business, sell some goods and receive money. So that is all about your earned income. Unearned income is income from investments and other sources unrelated to employment. So the income which is nothing related to your employment, let's say savings income, bank income, investment. You invested in the T0 and every T1, T2, T3, every year you're getting some interest on that. So that is not your earned income. So it is unearned income from investments. So the examples of unearned income can be interest or interest from savings. So now let's talk about TDS. So basically, when we calculate, few sources like rent basis, salary, and all, we should also calculate TDS, and that have to be calculated by the software. So Tally is that's calculation also. Then let's say TDS. It is tax deducted at source, is income tax reduced from the money paid at the time of making specified payments such as rent, commission, professional fees, salary, interest, etc. by the persons making such payments. So basically, TDS is an income tax reduced from the money paid. So as I was saying, you're paying salary to the employee. So what you do is you cut or you deduct some amount of TDS from the salary and pay to the government, and remaining amount is paid to the employee. So usually the person receiving income is liable to pay income tax. So now this guy, whoever is receiving income, has to pay the income tax. A TDS refund. So even there is a flexibility and availability of TDS refund also. So a TDS refund arises when the taxes paid by way of TDS are greater than the actual tax payable. Exactly. So when actual TDS and the tax actually paid by individual is higher, then we can avail a refund from the government. So which is calculated for that financial year. GST, which is one of the core law implemented in India and all over also. One tax, the GST is available. So let's see one tax, all about one tax here, GST. So it is nothing but goods and service tax. It is levied on the supply of goods and services. So basically, GST is an indirect tax. Income tax is a direct tax, whereas GST is the indirect tax. Why we call it as an indirect tax is it is levied on the supply of goods and services. So basically, it is not directly paid from the individual, by the individual. So it is paid by a when you supply. Supply here is nothing but trade. Trade is nothing but buy and sale of goods and services. So here, goods and service tax law in India is a comprehensive. Comprehensive is it's a very wide manner. It has a very wide objective and multi-stage. At every stage of level, there is different type of compliances have to follow, and it is destination based tax. Destination is nothing but the person who is receiving has to pay the GST. So it is a destination based tax that is levied on every value addition, every value addition. For example, there is some X amount, and on that X amount, a tax is calculated, right? So on that total amount, another tax will be levied. So it is nothing but it's a value addition. GST is a single domestic indirect tax law for the entire country. So one country, one tax. Here it is GST. Basically, in GST, we have four types of taxes. That is SGST, which is nothing but state goods and service tax. So SGST, why it is called state goods and service tax, and it is equal ratio. So if it is CGST and SGST, 10 for example, the tax rate is 10%, then it will be equally distributed to the state and central. That is SGST and CGST. CGST here is Central Goods and Service Tax. And IGST is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. UGST is Union Territory Goods and Service Tax. So basically, if a trade is intra-trade, so it is called, there two types of taxes will be levied, that is SGST and CGST, state service tax and central service tax. If a trade is inter trade, that is between two states, then it would be IGST and SGST basically. So integrated goods and service tax. And if it is a trade between between a state and a union territory, then it would be UGST and SGST. So basically the equal proportion will be calculated for SGST and CGST. Now let's talk about what are the different accounting vouchers available in Tally. So we will work in day-to-day activities using or utilizing this vouching entries only. So for the payment entry, whatever payment we do it, let's say a cash payment. So it is F5 is the voucher entry which we have to maintain it. Receipt entry, nothing but income entry. A sale entry, you can receipt you're receiving in cash form, that is F6, wherein we are maintaining the cash entries, cash receipts in F6. Contra entry, which is nothing but cash to bank or bank to cash. So basically here we have an accounting voucher called F4. Then journal entry, something all about depreciation, where we maintain it as a F7 voucher entry. Sales entry, nothing but the credit sales. So you're going to make a credit sale and the entry have to be passed through a voucher called F8. Like that. Purchase entry, credit purchases have to be passed through F9. In that way, you're issuing a debit note, then it would be a voucher control F9. If you're issuing a credit note, then it would be control F8. Reversal, nothing but the journal reversing, it is F10. So usually these voucher entries have to be utilized in day to day. So in day to day practice or in day to day operations, we are going to maintain, or you're going to maintain the accounting vouchers and utilize these vouchers to maintain the entries in Tally software. So basically, the Tally has been given as a predefined groups, ERP9, that is all about 28 predefined groups. And basically there are 15 primary groups and 13 subgroups. Now let's see what are those primary groups and subgroups available. So basically primary groups is all about your divisions, your branch divisions, your capital account, which have to be maintained in balance sheet, current assets in the balance sheet, current liabilities, balance sheet, direct expenses, profit and loss, fixed assets is a primary group, have to be maintained in balance sheet, indirect expenses, profit and loss account, investments, balance sheet, loans as a liability in the balance sheet, miscellaneous expenses as an asset in the balance sheet, purchase accounts, same thing in the balance sheet, sales account, trading as well as in the balance sheet, suspense account, trial balance, direct incomes in the trading account, P&L account. Coming to subgroups. Subgroups is all about your bank accounts, bank OD accounts. OD here is overdraft, cash in hand, cash at bank, duties and taxes, loans and advances, provisions, reserves and surplus, secured loans, stock in hand, sundry creditors, sundry debtors, unsecured loans. So these are all the subgroups divided. So basically, these are the two groups which have to be maintained or which are there in Tally by default. We can check it up in the groups also, and when we authorize the software in the next class, we will be seeing. So this is all about your Tally introduction part, which have to be taken by every individual to know the Tally introduction part. So in the whole, I can say it is a concepts, and these concepts are integrated to a software. Basically, we talk about all complete accounting process over here, like journalizing, ledger, summarizing, and also preparation of your balance sheets. Inventory, nothing but we maintain the stock, we maintain the changes in the stock, we maintain the cost of goods sold, finished good, as well as the what you say raw material. Reconciliation, yes, we go with the reconciliation process like BRS, bank reconciliation, wherein we would reconcile the goods as well as the, sorry, where we reconcile the cash book as well with the bank book. Balance sheet is a statement, is a financial statement where we will know the position of the company, where a company records its liabilities and assets. Basically, liabilities, as I said, it will be on the left side and assets will be on the right side. Income tax is all about the tax which is levied on the individual by the government on the different tax slabs available, and it is a prior thing which have to be done by every company at the end of the every financial year. TDS, as said, it is tax deducted at source, which have to be tax has to be deducted by the enterprise, by the company, while paying the salaries or commission or rent, and then pay the remaining amount to the available person. And this amount have to be paid by the organization to the government. And there is an option also of an availing refund if the tax payable if the refund if the tax actual tax payable is greater than the TDS, then we can avail even a concept of refund in TDS. GST, which is all about goods and service tax, so which wherein the wherein it is also called as a destination based tax. And here we basically have four types of taxes, that is SGST, CGST, UGST, and IGST. And also we have a cess concept, which we will be learning in the sessions. Then in our day-to-day operations in Tally software, we will be working with this type of payment vouchers for payment entry, receipt entry, contra, journal entry, sales entry, purchase entry, debit note, credit note, reversing. We maintain different voucher entries and the shortcuts have been given here. So through these shortcuts, we get into the vouchers in Tally. There are primary 15 and 13 subgroups. So these all we have learned. That's all for the day. Thank you.